Wow, am I looking forward to this episode of Andor. It's episode 10. I don't have a name for it yet because it's not quite dropped yet, but I am so excited for this. Welcome to BMP Pop Explosion. It's the nerd space of Bomb Media Productions, and we're doing TV show reactions, movie reviews, and got some other stuff coming up here soon. I've kind of started to slowly launch this channel with these Andor reactions and a couple other things, but I haven't really done a whole lot yet other than these reactions, and they're coming out slow because of my editing process and all that stuff. I still have, by the time this drops, I will have edited and dropped Tales of the Jedi reactions as well. I've already done all of those. Those are fantastic. But back to Andor here, episode 10. We're getting the jailbreak scene. I'm looking for Kino Loy. Andy Serkis's character is going to have a huge part in this episode, I'm sure. Really, really excited about this episode. It's probably going to be mostly the jailbreak. I don't expect to get too much into Mon Mothma, Take Homa, Luthen Rail and Clea and all that stuff. Maybe we'll get there a little bit. We'll probably have some more ISB stuff just a little bit on the side, but we're probably going to really zero in here in the last episode of this jail arc, prison arc. We're probably really going to home in on the prison break, I would expect. Now, this, as I said, this is the last episode of that prison arc, episode 10, and then after this we have 2 episodes left. Those were kind of explained as the finale episodes. So this is the last 3-episode arc, and we basically have the 2 finale episodes, like a little 2-episode arc coming up after this that'll wrap up the season. So let's just jump right into this episode. Alright, the episode is called One Way Out. Here we go.
Top priority, quickly and carefully we leave no trace.
Yep. You got all this going on too. Something about that guy with the mustache and the red hair in the ISB. I think his name's Cash or something like that. Lieutenant Cash. I got a feeling we're gonna find something. I don't know if he could be a rebel mole or something like that, but it's just something about him. They keep kind of focusing on him, they want us to recognize his face when something happens later. I don't know. I could be way off base there, but it just something's tingling my spidey sense with that one. Oh, poor guy.
Whatever we're making here is clearly something they need.
I didn't think we'd ever find out what they were making. I figured it was just sprockets.
What's going on?
Ooh.
Doctor told us what happened. Doctor, they would never tell him.
No one is getting out!
Ooh.
Let's assume Krieger's watching. The least suspicious thing that we could do would be to take an interest.
That is exactly what
Right?
we'll do.
That's true. What did I say? They held on him. Here we go. Alright, what's going on Ferrix here?
Dr. Momoy, we're just not sure what to do. She needs her meds, she knows it. But we caught her hiding them now, and when I asked her what she thought she was up to,
Marva.
we're putting her off her food.
I know it's tasteless and cliche, but one of the indulgences of great wealth is freedom from other people's opinions.
This guy.
We've discussed all this, Dabba.
I'd like to hear her say it.
Yeah.
My fee?
We assume it's a percentage of funds transferred.
I want no fee. Money means very little to me at this point. Charity, isn't it?
Let's have it.
I'd like a return invitation. I'd like to come back here, at least once.
Oh, I'm sure that's something that can be arranged.
I have a 14-year-old son. I'd like to bring him with me.
You can't be serious.
I'm
What?
not a betrothal.
Then what are we talking about?
An introduction. Her daughter's 13. She'll soon come of age. Two young people, attractive and privileged Chandrillan citizens. Of course.
Oh boy. Oh
There's
man.
a lot to think about.
I'm not thinking about it.
That's the first untrue thing you've said.
Wow. She gonna go through with that one? I don't know, man. How do you do that? Oh, the stress. Tight buttholes.
Right now,
It's such a fun show to watch.
we are not
Oh, so good though.
gonna close out the shift like that.
Feet down.
Oh, this poor bastard. He has no idea what he's about to walk into. Wow, I'm shaking. I'm shaking like that one guy. Just cutting power to the floor. They're grabbing weapons.
New man on the floor. Everyone hold positions.
New man on the floor! Hold your positions.
Oh boy. Editing these things, I say, oh boy, a hell of a lot. It's just this. Ugh. I cut a lot of them out, and they're still filled with oh boys. That poor guy. Or that. Nice. Way to go, guy. New guy. And he's done. Ah. Nice.
We have a situation on fire.
Ah, damn it. Oof.
Come on! Climb!
Ooh. Kino Loy's probably not gonna make it out. Uh-oh. Ha ha ha. Other floors seeing it? Alright, going well so far.
Any deviation.
Or failure to comply will result in unit-wide activation. Start the count.
Count engaged.
How long does it take to track down a water break?
The techs are waiting for the floor to secure.
Isolate 5.
Locked in.
5-5, 5-3.
Oh, hey, it's the voice of
Burn a
God.
firewall around it. Try the whole level. Make the epicenter 5-2.
And you're done.
There's nobody there.
I don't have it. He has the hydrogens.
Uh-oh. And the other shift.
That's the backup power supply.
We are, at this moment, in control of the facility.
Is that the best you got?
We have deactivated every floor in the facility. All the floors are cold. Wherever you are, right now, get up. Stop the work. Get out of your cells take charge and start climbing. We will never have a better chance than this. And I would rather die trying to take them down than giving them what they want. And now we know that when they say we are being released, we are being transferred to some other prison to go and die.
There you go, Kino.
That ends today. There is one way out. Right now. The building is ours. If we can fight half as hard as we've been working, we will be home in no time. One way out.
Yes.
Out. One way out.
They're hiding. Oh, wow. All they got are those prods. And water. He can't swim.
Can't swim.
Come on, Kino. Back to Coruscant. Told you. What's this? Is he a mole? Was I right? That's who Luthen Rail's. He's the one that wanted to meet Luthen Rail, and Clea was worried it was a trap.
Why are we here tonight, Lonnie?
There's a new supervisor right
He's trying to make him a mole.
Pedro Miro. You had nothing to do with Aldani.
Well, almost nothing. We were invited but declined. They got lucky. We were built on luck. And if he doesn't, they'll know something's amiss.
They'll be slaughtered.
It's 50 men. You're worth
Luthen.
more than that.
You have to warn them.
To what end? Ruin everything? What better way to reassure the ISB there's no leak in security than sacrificing Krieger? I'm doing this for you, as much as anything.
That's cold.
You love your daughter. Krieger's men will be dying to make sure she has a father. You're trapped, Lonnie. There's no pleasure in saying it, but you're going nowhere.
My sacrifice means nothing to you, does it?
I said I think of you constantly, and I do. We need heroes, Lonnie, and here you are.
And what do you sacrifice?
Calm. Kindness, kinship. Love. I've given up all chance at inner peace. I made my mind a sunless space. I yearned to be a savior against injustice without contemplating the cost, and by the time I looked down, there was no longer any ground beneath my feet. What is my sacrifice? I'm condemned to use the tools of my enemy to defeat them. I burn my decency for someone else's future. I burn my life to make a sunrise that I know I'll never see. Now, the ego that started this fight will never have a mirror or an audience or the light of gratitude. So what do I sacrifice? Everything! I need all the heroes I can get.
Holy shit. Stellan Skarsgård? What a fucking monologue. Cassian Andor and Ruskat Melshi. Wow. A little shorter of an episode, but that was fantastic. That was so good. Oh my god. I don't know if it got quite as good as episode 6, as far as the action and the tension in the action, but it was fucking good. And episode 7 actually might still be my favorite, which had no action. But, wow. What an episode, man. What an episode. Alright. Let's think this over a little bit. We had Kino Loy. Who knows if he got away? We don't even know. He couldn't swim. Did he even make the jump? We don't know. That hasn't been answered. Will it get answered? Don't know. We got that Lonnie, the ISB lieutenant, that I called at the beginning of the episode. I called being a mole working for Rail. And sure enough, I was right. It was just the way they were shooting him. Even in previous episodes, but especially at the very beginning of this one. It was like, it was just adding up. You had a good scene between Mon Mothma, Take Holma, and that sketchy money launderer, basically. And he wants his 14-year-old son to meet her 13-year-old daughter, because they do arranged marriages in Chandrilla, and she, of course, wants nothing to do with that because she's been through it with her douchebag husband, Perrin. So, is she going to go through with that? Oh, that's sketchy for Mon Mothma, but wow. A lot of gray and a lot of ethically ambiguous things going on here. Like, these are the things you gotta sacrifice to beat an empire, but I mean, you're sacrificing your principles to a degree here with some people, with Mon Mothma, for instance. And man, Stellan Skarsgård, with what might be the best performance ever in Star Wars. That scene, that monologue there at the end with Lonnie. Oh, excuse me, fantastic. All right. With that, we're on to the next 2 episodes, the last 2 episodes of season 1. On some other Star Wars news, they just started production on Acolyte. Super excited for that. There are rumors that Andor season 2 starts production very soon. Excited about that. Absolutely. It'll probably be a couple of years before we get it because it's going to take a while to film that. I'm sure it's more like a long movie than it is like something like The Mandalorian, where there's not really any location sets. It's all, filmed in LA at the volume, or at least most of it. But so it'll probably be a while before we get season 2, even though it's going to be going into production soon. But man, 2 episodes, they're going to be huge and they're going to be awesome. And then we don't get any Star Wars for a little while, and that's upsetting. I think the Bad Batch is up next, if I'm not mistaken. Looking forward to that. All right. That was it. Andor episode 10. One Way Out. Absolutely fantastic. Stellan Skarsgård. Ugh. All right. See you next week.
Thank you.